from Cranberry, and I'm here today on Zoom with Catriona.
Hi.
And, she works at Cranberry, if you didn't know. Like the A team at Cranberry, aren't we? Something like that.
Yes, we are. Yes. We sometimes joke that we need both our brains together to do what we do.
Definitely. Some of the ideas we have are great for brainstorming as two people. Today we're here to tell you about the Bead Weaving Club. So the club's been going for a few years now, and we don't open to members all the time. We keep it closed so that we can focus our energy on lots of great things. But we are getting ready to open the doors again to the club. So we're here to tell you what to expect and tell you some of what our existing members like. And sort of Catriona's like a member in the club, actually, aren't you, Catriona?
Yes, I actually get the fun of being on both sides of it. I get to help plan what's coming up in the club with Joe, and also then get the joy of when the videos and things become live in the portal, being a part of that club community and beading together. So I'm very lucky. I get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's definitely good that it happens to work out that way, isn't it?
It is.
All right, so let's talk about what is the club. Yeah, it's the Cranberry Bead Weaving Club. So the title in itself tells you something, doesn't it? We do a lot of bead weaving. Yeah, so it's a monthly membership, and each month we explore a theme. So a theme can be a technique, or it can be a sort of more general topic, or whatever we decide it's going to be, really. But we've got a lot of techniques in the club now, as you can imagine, going for a couple of years, that we've got a lot of content in the club already for you to take a look at and learn from. And when you join the club, you get access to all of that content straight away. So you're getting a lot of value. Absolutely.
That's a bonus in itself. You know, some of us that joined right from the beginning, we just had that 1 month at a time. But if you go in there now, there's, you know, quite a few years worth of content to be enjoyed. So.
Yes. One of the benefits of joining the club is the monthly sort of community there, which everyone has had a couple of years benefit from too. So
for sure. I think that's definitely up there with one of the perks, because you know, the friendships and the community that has been built around the club is a really nice thing. Yeah,
definitely. I think, you know, a lot of people, some people did know each other already, but lots of people have made a lot more beady connections, haven't they, over that time?
Yeah, and then you know, meeting some of those people in person at last year's expo that came down specially for that you know, it was really nice to put you know, the screen face in person, and we're all brought together by that mutual passion for the beads.
Definitely. We could talk about beads for hours together, couldn't we?
Sometimes we get cut short. We could go on and on.
We could. So let's go back to what your membership will include. So as we've said, we have a monthly theme, and we have step-by-step guides and instructions. So usually you'll get an instruction sheet, and you will get several videos. Now it depends what the technique is. Sometimes technique's a bit more complicated, sometimes it's a bit easier. So it will just depend how many videos we need to explain that to you. Okay, so those are the main ways that you learn, from logging into the portal, which you get access to once you've joined, and by watching the videos. But we also do have 2 usually monthly live sessions. Now they sort of, we might cover another little topic demo during one of those sessions, but it's a lot about seeing what our members are up to, and everybody gets a chance to share, and there's no pressure at all to have done anything that month, because sometimes life gets in the way and you don't manage to get any beading done that month. But coming along sometimes just really helps Yes.
Yeah, I
Beading
think
mojo again.
that's definitely one of my favorite things, is coming along, seeing what everyone else is doing and being inspired what everyone else is doing. So you might not necessarily want to try something until that first Zoom where we all catch up, and then it just makes you want to have a go, and spurs you on. It's really good.
Yeah, absolutely. So we also have a private Facebook group. So if you're on Facebook and you join the Bead Weaving Club, you can get access to that, where a lot of members share their progress, if they're stuck on something, or lots of finished things. Photos posted in that.
The joy of finishing something, the help, I don't know what I'm doing here. How did you do that? I'm stuck on this. And then the community pulls in to get us on our merry way, essentially, and keep us beading.
Yeah. And one thing we also do is we send out a little goodie bag, we call it, every 3 months. We try to align it with what we're doing next in the club, but pretty much you're always going to get some seed beads in that. And the boxes are sent out in February, May, August, and November. So the members always look forward to having that.
Definitely. I help pack them, and I'm still excited to get one. It's good.
Yeah, it's fun deciding what will be in them as well, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about who are the members of the Bead Weaving Club. Okay, so we have quite a range of members in the club, don't we?
We do. We have, your very beginner beader who's too scared to even start, is just there to watch the videos until they're ready. And then you've got someone like myself who lives and breathes beading, and
definitely an advanced beader. I mean, you're an advanced
I would
beader.
say I'm more of the advanced beader. And
Don't be modest. You are advanced, and you're a designer, and you're an award-winning competition winner. So
Thank you, Jo.
You are definitely on the higher end. But that's nothing to be intimidated by. That's only something to be gained from joining in. And, people get access to all sorts of knowledge from people like you in the club.
Definitely. There's a wealth of knowledge in there. And, that there's a lot of us who thrive on one stitch more than another.
Yes.
There's my mum, Christine, who's like geometric queen. And then there's, other people who choose colors that I would never dream of choosing, but it's all uplifting and inspiring. So, enjoy that.
Yes, and there's some members that do every single thing, love every little challenge that gets thrown out there, and just embraces everything. And then some members are a little quieter, beavering away in the background, doing their own bit of beading. All sorts of personalities, really, don't we? In the club?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so our members love it because we get a lot of feedback from our members. And they are all just so lovely and appreciative.
Definitely. I think being part of that community and learning together is definitely one of the benefits of the club. And the friendships
I didn't
made
appreciate that the community would be such a big part of the club, really, when I started it. But I'm so glad it is.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It's really good. Another thing
you go, sorry.
Another thing is that it keeps them beading.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it keeps me inspired too. It keeps me picking up that needle and thread and having a go at something else. Even when I think I'm not going to try that particular stitch, or
because didn't happen to you when we did the Dutch spiral?
The Dutch spiral, definitely. I looked at it, I was like, it's kind of lacy and old-fashioned. I don't think it's really my thing. And then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to have a go. I'm gonna just give it a shot. And had a go at it, love it, started making a bracelet, which is now turning into a necklace that I think I'll use that technique again and again. So you don't really know whether you're going to love it or not unless you give it a chance. And I think that's why the community part of it and the ongoing group and the Zoom meetings and catching up and sharing what we've created, I think that's what makes the difference with I'm beading more than ever before and learning more than ever before. So I think that's part of the joy.
Yeah, the Dutch spiral is a good one. We have our go-to sort of ropes, don't we? If you've been doing beading for a little while, you find a rope that you quite like, and then you sort of like,
and you go to it.
Let's do that one.
Or I make something and then I go, oh, it needs a rope. Yeah, I'll put that aside for a while. But if you've got something that is a go-to rope or that's something exciting, you can use that to finish it off.
Yes, and sometimes you find a rope that works up quicker than others, and so like what?
Very true.
So it's people like that. It's always got new ideas to keep them interested, and there's absolutely nothing wrong as well with trying something like you tried the Dutch spiral. And if you didn't like it, you don't have to carry on with it, but you know how to do it now. And I always say, sometimes you want to book into a workshop and like it says you need to know, cubic, right angle weave. Oh, I don't know how to do that. But you really want to do the workshop. Whereas, if you join the club, we get you to learn how to do cubic right angle weave, which tends to be one of those things that people are a bit scared of, cubic right angle weave. But several of our members managed to master that quite well when we covered that in one of our modules. So
I think those eureka moments, Jo, when a member grasps something that they think they never could have before, it's really nice too.
Yes, because sometimes when you do listen to other beaders, they will tell you, oh no, that's too hard. I couldn't do that. And then you might think that you can't do it as well because they said they couldn't. And so it sort of builds up into that stitch. No, don't ever touch it.
Yes.
But then, that just might stop you doing a workshop or even a kit that you've seen that you love, and you think you can't do it because you don't know that stitch. So we're helping you be that you really have been really wanting to make. So that's one of the things that we try and do as well.
Definitely.
Okay, so I think we've got a few comments to relay to everybody about what they've said. So let's pull this up.
We wanted to share these with you because these are beaders of all different levels of beading. Some are beginners and some have been around for a while. So the things that they're saying is really nice to hear.
Yeah. Do you want to read one out to start with?
Yeah, sure. So this one here is from one of our members who said, I'm way behind in the club and appreciate the fact that you run it in a way that's okay. I still really enjoy being a member. And that's from our member, Glenn. And I think that's, there's not that pressure of this has to be done this month and this has to be done this month and you can't do other things. It's if you want to go back to 3 or 4 months ago and try something that we covered then and still share it with the group and still be a part of it, that's okay too. And everyone learns at different speeds. Someone might need a few extra months on the one technique to just grasp it. We don't all bead every night like Joanne and I do.
Thanks. Well, the interesting thing is that we recently took a bit of a slower month. Well, I was hoping it would be a slower month, and we called it sort of like a stop and assess what we're doing, but it sort of really turned into a sort out your UFOs, which are unfinished objects, if you're not sure what that is.
Yes.
And so we didn't do a technique that month, but everybody really appreciated a little bit of a break. We didn't have to learn a new technique that month, but we did take time to sort out our beading. Some people sorted out their bead stash or their patterns, but lots of people felt you know, a lot more organized by the time that come to an end. And yes, and next month ready to move on to another technique again. So sometimes, it does get a little bit too busy. It's like, I haven't got time for this, but every now and then we do have a little pause and do something a bit different. Stop and refocus.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got one here.
Tell us one that you've got there, Jo.
Yeah, I've got one here. So this one's from Sue. Thanks for our class. It was very interesting in that it demystified the basic processes. Now, I can't remember what this topic was about, but it's like, yes, sometimes techniques, stitches can be a bit of a mystery, can't they? So we can break it down and make it a little bit easier.
So this comment here, I'm not sure who said this one, but they wrote, the thing is, I never attempted something like this without the nudge of the club. And, you know, going back to that Dutch spiral for me, you know, I never would have attempted that without the nudge of the club. And I'm really grateful that I did.
You saying that, but it could have been.
It could have been, but they've had, you know, a similar experience too. So, yeah, definitely gets me more excited to try new things and see where they can take me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I've got a quick one from here. It's called Loving My Herringbone, All New Skills for Me. And that was from Wendy.
Yes. Yeah. You know, you might have done right angle weave or lots of peyote stitch, but you might not have tried some of these other stitches. And when you do, it's pretty exciting. Gives you a kick in your step.
Absolutely. I've got another one here from Wendy. It says, it's wonderful to kickstart my beading, and I'm loving learning and creating. My bead collections have been in mothballs for too long. We managed to get Wendy beading again.
That's awesome. Get out the stash and have a look what you've been missing all these years, hidden away, a treasure trove hidden away.
So we've got new beaders, we've got older beaders, and so we've got beaders that are used to bead and then sort of just stop doing it for one reason or another, or helping them get back into it as well.
I like this one here. This is from one of our Peachy Keen members, Debbie. And it says, and that's what makes you a fantastic teacher, Jo. You do it right and always go the extra mile to help. So I think that's, gives you all the warm and fuzzy feels, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really really makes you feel good to know that you're helping everybody enjoy their beading, progress with their beading, learn more.
Yes.
Really lovely. The members are really lovely.
I agree. Did you want, we've got another couple here.
I've got another couple. Thanks so much again for your little card. So I write a little card that goes out with a goodie bag every quarter. I love getting your messages, so encouraging. Yes, I'm beading a lot. Obsessed with beading and connecting via the club. It's great. And that one was from Julie.
Obsessed with beading much?
Little.
Yes, we are. And this one here is, I have thoroughly enjoyed achieving making the teeny tiny tool that opens up a whole new world of fabulous ideas with the open square. I surprised myself how very delighted I was with that teeny tiny tool. I've loved making the earrings and having admired others on Zoom, but feeling it was not in my wheelhouse, and now it is. My eyes just boggle at the gloriously patterned stars all the ladies have made, and it feels way beyond me, but I feel so delighted with learning the warp square. Love it, Wendy.
Yes,
so I think that just really shows Wendy's journey through, you know, seeing something that she loves, feeling like it's not achievable, and then having it broken down in the club and have Jo show you step by step, and then going, you know what, I can actually do this.
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah. Well, I hope we've given you something whether you should join the club or not. I mean, we love it, but we're a bit biased, I guess, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so. But but we'd love to have new members on board, and we'd love to start your creative journey, whether you be at the beginning of it or whether you be, you know, just need a bit more beading mojo, you're looking for something that's a bit newer and inspiring to get you beading again. Yeah, we're keen to have you on board.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are keen to join, check out the information below, and we'll be opening the doors to the club very soon, and we'll have you on board in no time.
I look forward to seeing the new members in the next
season. I do too. It's very exciting getting new members in. Forward to that. Hey.
Excellent.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Jo.
Thank you, Catriona.